What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction. Back with a band I have actually reacted to before as part of the We Save Us playlist. Big thank you to Kim. And we're talking Supertramp. Now, I reacted to The Logical Song, but since then, Yvonne has shared a couple albums of theirs, which is to say Breakfast in America 1979 and Crime of the Century, the year of which I'm not certain as I sit here. But yes, I really enjoy the dynamic and well-composed sound of The Logical Song, so I am keen to hear more. And yes, we're going to start with Breakfast in America, the first tune of which is Gone Hollywood. So I'm inclined to read this as a phrase about someone suddenly becoming a bit over-dramatic or a bit cinematic, maybe at the expense of authenticity or actual quality, meaning when Hollywood is referenced, of course, like Hollywood, it's probably the foremost hub of filmmaking in the world and in the United States. But when people say, oh, it's so Hollywood, often what they mean is it's sort of a critical assessment and in relation to what are sometimes called like big summer blockbusters, meaning things are made inauthentically more dramatic and they're, given this larger than life character that is perhaps in a way more about entertainment and getting people to go to movie theaters and to buy popcorn and so on than it is reflective of some like deeper meaning or some artistic vision. So Hollywood, as opposed to like independent films, is sometimes held up as like all the things that are over-bloated, super saturated, and wrong with cinematic artistic endeavor. So I don't know if that's what will be happening here. But again, Gone Hollywood, not like in Hollywood, not like Hollywood Affairs or something, but Gone Hollywood sounds like maybe someone who used to be more artistic driven, but is now just going for a big, flashy, sensational approach that will probably sell better, but maybe has lost something of its integrity. So that's what I see when I look at the title. It'll probably have nothing to do with that. This is Supertramp. The song is Gone Hollywood, and it's the first song on the 1979 album Breakfast in America. Bit of tension.
It's just a heartbreaking. I should have known that it would let me down. It's just a mind aching. I used to dream about this town. It was a sight to see, a place to be, where the living is easy and the kids can always be found. It's such a shame about it. I used to think that it would feel so good. And who's to blame about it? So many creeps in Hollywood. I'm in this jungle motel in a Taco Bell without an open hell. I can't believe that I'm still around.
just like with the Logical song, this is one that's just got different layers and great musicianship and very dynamic and creative like composition and rhythms, which is to say, I've mentioned in the Jethro Tull deep dive multiple times that they just have these crazy like transitional bits between the measures and like really ace musicianship and like just this creative composition. After only 2 songs, it feels like that is very much the case with Supertramp as well. And yeah, I like the different vocals. Of course, I like the saxophone. There was a point later where I was like, wait, is it also a clarinet? I don't think so. I think it was just the sax. But yeah, definitely that gave it this sonorous and very soulful layer. And obviously some rocking guitars and cool drum work, these little like snare flourishes and up on the ride cymbal. And just the whole package came together fantastically. And again, kind of like shifting as it goes through the different sections. The first verse I feel like I caught better than anything else, and it seemed to be kind of what I was thinking, that like, yeah, this is the place to be, it's where all the big people are in the studios, and you know the kids are here, and you know people make it here and so on. But I'm kind of embarrassed. It feels like, you know, this place isn't what it should be, and there's a lot of creeps here, and it feels like it is a critique of like, you know, Hollywood has become Hollywood in the sense that I was talking about it in advance. And, you know, maybe it's a shot at LA more broadly. Now, look, I live a little bit south of LA, North Orange County, and I am very sympathetic to LA, not only because my favorite sports teams are in LA, but also because, you know, I was born in 1980, so I was a teenager in the 90s. My now lifelong obsession with the, you know, techno underground and the rave scene, that took place mostly in LA and LA County in the 90s. I went to a lot of punk shows in LA, and just I've spent a lot of time up there, and also going to the museums and, you know, the Getty and the Griffith Observatory and so on. So I got a lot of sympathy for LA, but I get it. There are things to criticize about LA, including specifically Hollywood. So yeah, it felt like the first verse was kind of doing what I was thinking in advance, and then the second verse, it was like, you know, it's nothing new, and then it was like the people were like sort of talking to him as if they were like speaking for Hollywood. There was a bit of back and forth, and then by the third verse I was so kind of overwhelmed by the sonics that I wasn't able to key in on the lyrics as closely. But yeah, just a really incredible tune musically and vocally, and I am intrigued by what I heard lyrically. And to the degree that I did catch things, it was mostly the first verse, and it feels like there was something to what I was thinking in advance. So yeah, top album opener. Looking forward to more. Thank you again to Yvonne for sharing, and to Kim, who composed the majority of the We Save Us playlist. Let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.